How are you? Yeah. Is it cooling off a little in here?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a half an hour walk from here, and it's like
Melting. Yeah. It's supposed to get cooler though, right? I thought that rain yesterday was going to help.
I thought so too. I feel like it did for like
5 minutes. Okay, 80s on Thursday, which is going to feel like Iceland. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the weekend?
80s. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are 90s and hundreds, and then 80s and after. But you know, is this real? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We don't know. Yeah.
And it's funny because like everyone's app is different.
Right.
Like
I
I'll
know.
check like, and then someone else will check, and it's like totally different.
And the thing that blew my mind, you know, it took me this many years of life when it says like 35% chance of rain, doesn't mean what you think, yes. It's like there's a 30.
Teach me that. I feel like I learned that recently.
I know, I thought it was like,
What's it mean? I don't.
there's a
The
30,
percent of the sky that's covered
yes.
in rain.
It doesn't mean that like,
Really?
It's not
So
like
it's
the
not.
likelihood of it happening.
It's not a predictive
no,
metric.
no,
Are you serious?
no,
You've like been getting over on us this whole time.
the whole time. Nuts. Yeah, but I was telling Yesenia downstairs, have you heard of this app called Swimply?
I have heard of it. I've never like adopted it.
I used it yesterday. A friend of mine rented a pool out in Villanova. So it's like an Airbnb for pools where people in the suburbs who don't use their pools that often rent them out by the hour. And so we rented one in Villanova for 3 hours and it was very nice.
How much was that, by the way?
I did it. It was, this one that she did was a little pricier because there was more, like 8 of us. And I think it was $40 an hour,
Oh, okay.
which isn't bad.
That's good.
Total. Yeah.
Do they charge you by the number of people that are coming, or is it just?
I think I didn't book it, so I haven't like looked at it, but from what she told me, it's like some houses, depending on the size of the pool, will allow for larger parties or like parking, things like that. So, but there's an enormous amount of selection choices in the area.
Oh yeah, because everyone's going down the shore.
Everyone's going down the street. Yeah, yeah, and it's one of those things sometimes, not for everyone, but when,
Have some more then.
and also when you have a pool, you like don't use it as much. So take advantage.
So you only allowed to use the pool, or is there a bathroom?
This one had a porta potty because the people weren't at home, so the house was locked, and it was fine. Yeah, and we like brought a cake and watermelon, and you know, like just lounged and relaxed, and then drove right back home.
A friend
Yeah,
of ours has a pool, and we were telling her about this, but I didn't know any of the details.
you can make money. You can, Swimply, yeah.
Swimly.
Swimp with a P.
Swim?
Swimply. Yeah.
Swim simply?
I was just trying to figure out what the cookout version was, but simply swim simply. But simply swim. But it was so nice when you know you're like boiling from the inside and you get into the pool and you feel like you're just sizzling off and like your internal body temperature cools down. So highly suggested.
If they're making a sim fun.
I'm sure they are. I would not be surprised. Yeah.
Is it in the bird?
Villanova.
Okay.
So it was like, from West Philly, it was like 22 minutes away.
Yeah.
But Kate, my friend Kate, who booked it, said that there was very close proximity to the city.
Yeah. That's cool.
So you just need a car. Yeah, but it's not a scam and it's worth it. It's cranking though. She's cranking. Hi, Fran. Good. We'll start soon. We're waiting on a few more people to trickle their way in, but lots of space. And for those that are in the sun line, you're more than welcome to move closer or further away from it as you need. We'll use all the props. I can grab them for you if you don't have them, but 2 blocks, blanket, strap, therapy balls. We'll do a little rolling towards the end of class before we lie down. Monday, hot. We made it. The air conditioning is going and will continue to go for the remainder of class. And I'll turn the fans on even more as they need, but drink water as much as you can. Rest whenever you need to. Take breaks. There's still more summer to go. Any requests this afternoon? Any things that your body needs or is craving after the weekend or morning? We're going upside down today, so that's the direction. But if there's any specific needs, more than happy to attend to those. Shoulders, back. In a nice way. Yeah. Okay, we can get into that. Low back, shoulders, heart openers. Mm-hmm. Hips always. Me too. Yeah, okay, great. These will be great weavings in towards going upside down. So today we'll work towards, for the whole month of July, we've been practicing some inversions. The first week was forearm stand, last week was shoulder stand, and today we'll get into the hands and do some handstand work. But as I mentioned, there's plenty of variations, modifications, ways in which you'll get to experience what it's like to be inverted. So take what you need and feel free to leave what doesn't serve you. But we'll start today whenever you're ready, high in a comfortable seat, however that looks. You're more than welcome to start lying down. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your knees, you might sit up on props. But give yourself a moment or two to arrive in your seat. And with your eyes either softly closed or softly open, begin to listen for your breath. When those eyes close, it gives you a moment to see yourself more clearly than before, where each breath gently dissolves the day that was. Each breath lets you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes a little bit more space for what has yet to come. So as you let the slow, steady nature of your breath begin to deepen, let each inhale move from your nose, past your heart, down into your belly. And as you exhale, let the breath move up and out through the very crown of your head. Continue with a few more of those breaths at your pace, with your head above your heart above your hips. Can you send that breath in, down, and wide? And each exhale, offer the breath up and out as you let the outer body soften, the shoulders, perhaps even the jaw. Let's start our time here with each other with 3 more rounds of that same breath. Bless you. Give yourself a moment to place your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you, on your person or in front of your heart. If your hands are in that Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs. Take a deep breath in, let it fill you up. And exhale to let all of that breath go. 2 more times on your own. The bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment. Take notice of that difference that comes when you listen for and remember your breath. And now, keeping that attention as best as you can, let your hands slowly release, blink your eyes open, And let's meet in tabletop. As you're ready, come forward to your hands and your knees to start to link breath and movement together. For this first table, bring your hands to come as wide as your mat and an inch or two forward of your shoulders. As you spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck or untuck your toes back behind you. And on your own, begin to round and arch your spine at your pace, linking your movement and breath together. Let your eyes either soften or close completely. You're welcome. And as you continue to round and arch, can you feel that connection to the ground? Feel your palms and your fingertips steady against the earth. Can you press the index knuckles down into the ground, the finger pads into the floor, so much so that your nail beds even change color? And now take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Find your way back to table. Come to that neutral spine. Watch for your props and people behind you for a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and reach the heel towards the back of your mat. Just check out what you feel through the back of that right leg. And as you slide the heel back, even if your eyes are closed, can you think crown of your head forward so all four sides of your neck grow longer? Take one more breath in. As you exhale, switch sides, bend the right knee, stretch back through the left, and take notice of what you feel on the second side. You might stay still. There might be some slow rocking of reaching the heel back and forth, but take a deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale. Think crown of your head long towards the top of your mat. And now find your way back to table. Come to your neutral spine. Keep your hands forward of your shoulders as wide as your mat. And as you walk your knees back behind your hips, tuck your toes under. We'll meet in downward facing dog, taking as many breaths as you'd like. As you find your way to down dog, take a peek at your hands and see if anything shifted. Did the fingertips get lighter? Did the inner edges of your hands lift up off the ground? Try to press through the finger pads so much that the wrists feel lighter away from the earth. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might pedal the heels one at a time or soften and straighten your legs at the same time. But take notice of the quality of your breath as you're here in your first inversion with your head below your heart. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift your heels high, soften your knees, peek forward, and walk your feet 1 foot at a time toward your hands to come into your forward fold. Bring your hands up on fingertips or blocks out in front of your feet. Widen your feet an inch or two and soften your knees to give your low back and hips some extra space. And as you bow your head in towards the earth, if it feels okay for your neck and shoulders, slowly nod your head yes and no, and just feel gravity letting the crown of your head get longer. Take a slow breath in here. Stay for the exhales. You offer that breath out. And now hands come to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big breath in to come up to rise as you release your hands. With your feet under your hips, wait for the inhale as the arms go forward and up. And on your exhale, soften your knees and fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Reach the crown of your head to the top of your mat. And exhale to take it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. With the knees up or down, can you look forward as you reach your tail towards your heels? Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to the floor. Slow breath in to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through the heart. And let your exhale take you back to down dog or table or child's pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. But as we go upside down today, anytime, like I mentioned, your head is below your heart's below your tush, you're inverted. And the question here is, how does your breath feel? Can you slow that breath down just like you did when you were seated not too long ago? A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now at the very bottom of your exhale, lift your heels high, bend your knees, peek forward, come forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, grow long. And big exhale to fold, bowing in. Take a deep breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky. And exhale to let the hands come down by your sides. Before we do the second round, let's get into the arms a little bit. So bring your arms out in front of you. Make fists with your hands, but let your thumbs wrap in front of your fingers. And now start to flick. You reach your fingertips forward. Instead of just opening and closing the wrists, try to flick all 4 fingers into the thumbs. Teeny bend in your knees if they're locked. And now go at this pace or go a little faster. Take a big breath in. Exhale to offer it out. Let the crown of your head grow tall. Keep going. Continue with your breath. Go at this pace or faster. Feel the resistance of your fingers into your thumbs. And notice if one forearm starts to talk to you more than the other, because mine is. Now take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Continue to breathe as you sweep your arms overhead like a big V. Tiny bend in the knees. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Take a big breath in, maybe a drop faster. Stay for the exhale, and now shake it all out. I know. You can write a note to my teacher friend John Jock, who teaches that one. He lives in West Philly and teaches there. But I want you to feel the forearms. We're going to see where they take us as we start to move. So on your inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. As you exhale, soften the knees and fold. Emily, oh my God. Inhale to come up halfway, grow long. And on your exhale, plank, step it back. Feel those forearms where we just did those fireworks. Push into the earth, lift the chest. Take a big breath in. And exhale to bend your elbows as you lower all the way down. Drink in your inhale as you rise for cobra. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, we meet again in downward facing dog. Take a full, steady breath here. And as you exhale, can you push down through your arms to lift your hips up and back? Now inhale to float the right leg to the sky. Step it forward to catch your lunge. And come up onto your fingertips or blocks on either side of that right foot. With the right knee and toes pointing ahead, keep your left hand on the block or on the ground. And climb your right hand onto your right hip or thigh. Tack your right hip back. Shrug the right shoulder up and back, and then lean back as you twist to the right. Stay here. Maybe the right arm reaches up to the sky, but take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale as you bend 1 more inch into that right leg. Now inhale to unwind. Lower the right palm down. Take it back to downward facing dog. A breath or two as you pedal the heels, and notice what you feel from one side to the other. Let's do this a few more times together. Inhale to plank pose. As you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise, Bhujangasana. Hug those palms towards each other. And on your exhale, take the whole breath to meet in downward facing dog. Inhale to let the left leg lift up and back at your pace. Step it through to catch your lunge. Come up onto your blocks, come up onto fingertips, and as you reach the chest forward, climb your left hand to your left thigh. Shrug the left shoulder to the ear, squeeze the left shoulder blade to the spine, and from your belly, twist to the left. Stay here, maybe reach the left arm to the sky, but as you slide the ears and the throat back, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, maybe the left thigh gets a drop heavier towards the earth. Inhale to unwind, lower the hands, step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels and take a breath or two to notice what you feel. Now inhale to lift the right leg up to the sky. Step it forward to catch your lunge. Now pivot your hands and feet to the left to come into your wide-legged forward fold facing the long edge of your mat. Tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. Now feel both feet against the ground and give them a hug towards each other. Pull those thighs, the legs, the calves in. Take a big breath in here. And on your exhale, as you soften your elbows to the sides, you might bow in towards yourself. Take 1 more. Feel that pulsation of breath. Each inhale, the legs hug in. Each exhale, the crown of your head, your spine, softens towards the earth. And now with the head staying low, turn the right knee and toes to catch your lunge. Wait for the inhale to rise. We meet in high lunge. You can climb your hands to your hips to start or the front thigh. And when you feel steady, reach those arms to the sky. Walk the right foot an inch to the right so you're less on that tight rope. And now lift the back heel higher. Look away from the ground as you reach up through the arms. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in the back knee. And as you spring off your left foot, scoop your left thigh to the chest. Lower the left foot down. Feel both feet on the earth. Bend your knees and sit your hips back into chair pose. Check to see that your knees and toes are pointing in the same direction. And as your hips go back, lift up through the heart. You can stay here with your hands where they are. If you want to add some heat, the arms can reach to the sky, but take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Feel the tush get heavier as you lift the heart up to the sky. Take one more big breath in. Let it fill you up. Stay for your exhale as you offer that breath out. And now inhale to come all the way to rise. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and tip up and over to the left for standing crescent. Take a breath here into that right side of your waist. You can let your hips sway over to the right. As you reach to the left, slide the ears back just so there's space for breath to come in. And then big inhale to come up through center. Touch the sky as you exhale, fold and bow in. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back to catch your lunge. And as you come up onto your fingertips or blocks, squeegee that left foot back another inch or two to get longer. For pyramid pose, push the right leg straight to straighten the knee itself. Good, if you want to come higher up onto blocks, you can, but lift the back heel higher up off the earth for a moment. Try to wrap your left back hip forward to the front of the room and tack your right front hip back. And notice where you feel that in the back of your right thigh. Now keeping your hips steady, stay here, or you might start to lower the left heel towards the floor like you did in that calf stretch early on. But take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhales. You offer all of that breath out. And then on an inhale, lift the back heel, bend the right knee, take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels one side at a time and take a few breaths here to notice anything you feel. And now last time together, inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for your cobra. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And exhale to meet back in downward facing dog. Take the whole breath in through the nose and exhale to offer all of that breath out. Now second side, the left leg lifts up and back. Step it forward to catch your lunge. And as you pivot your hands and feet to the right this time, you might bring your strap with you as we come into that second wide-legged forward fold. We'll add a shoulder stretch here. So I like to hold a strap between my hands because it gives my chest lots of extra space. But you might interlace your fingers at your low back. But start with the elbows bent, hug your shoulder blades together, and now begin to reach your arms to the sky off of your tush. Remember the legs first. Each inhale, pull the legs towards each other. And as you exhale, try and tug your strap or fingers apart and think shoulder blades together to feel the chest broaden. Take a big breath in, fill up into the belly, fill up into the heart. Stay for your exhale. Maybe the arms reach overhead as the crown of your head softens to the earth. And now slowly release the hands to your tush. You can let go of the strap if you have it. Turn the left knee and toes to catch your lunge. And use your entire inhale to come up to rise for high lunge on the second side. Walk the left foot as much as you need to the left. And lift up through that back thigh. And here, even wrap the right hip forward and the left hip back. As you look away from the ground, take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale, bend into that front thigh as those arms grow taller to the sky. And now you can keep your hands overhead or bring them to your hips as we come up to rise. Right thigh up towards your chest, grow 1 inch taller. And now lower the right foot down. Utkatasana, bend your knees, sit your hips back into your chair. Hands can stay overhead, they can come to your thighs or hips. But as the hips get heavy, can you slide the ribs back? Breathe into the middle of your back. Slide the ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, bring your arms back in line with your ears to broaden through the chest. Take one more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Sit 1 inch lower as you lift the heart. And then inhale to rise. Reach up, touch the sky, and grab your left wrist. Grow up and over to the right for standing crescent on the second side. Good. Hips might sway off center over to the left. And as you reach up and over to the right, think ears back to lift your chin, maybe arms back to broaden through the chest. And now inhale to come all the way up, reach up, touch the sky, get tall. As you exhale, fold and bow in. Keep your left foot forward. The right foot steps back to catch your lunge this time. And with your hands on fingertips or blocks, wiggle the right toes back another inch or two. Pursvottanasana, straighten your left leg. That's it. For my friends whose knees easily lock, sometimes my left one does that more than the other, take a tiny bend in that front knee. You might not see it, but you can feel it. And now try and imagine you're dragging your left foot back towards the back of your mat. As you wrap your right hip forward, your left hip back, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, or for that bonus calf stretch, you might start to reach your right heel towards the floor back behind you. Take one more breath, fill the belly, fill up into the heart, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now back it up, lift the right heel, bend your left knee, take it back to downward facing dog, and give yourself a breath or two here to notice what it is that you feel. Now from your down dog, inhale through to plank pose for a moment, so we can meet on our bellies, lower all the way down onto the floor. Make a pillow with your hands, rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. And as you lay against the earth with your legs long behind you, can you begin to listen for your breath? Feel the front of your body, all of those points that are touching the floor beneath you, parts of your chest, your belly, the front of your hips. And can you send your breath into all of those points touching the floor underneath? Now feel the back of your body, that part of you touching the air above you. The more you breathe into your belly, can you feel your low back broaden and expand? The more you breathe into the top of your chest, can you feel your upper back broaden and expand? Now, if you're on a cheek or on a palm, just turn to the other side and take one more full 3-dimensional breath in, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. That's it. Okay, come through center. We'll do 2 rounds of locust pose. So stay on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you, and flip your palms down to face the floor. We'll lift in a moment, but before we do, hug your inner thighs towards each other. They don't have to touch, but feel them hug in. And now shrug your shoulders to your ears as you wiggle the shoulder blades together. Inhale to lift the head, lift the chest, float the palms up. As you exhale, let the legs lift up and away from the earth. As you lift for this locust, think about less how high you can get, but how long can you become. Maybe even gently tuck the chin towards your chest and think crown of your head towards the front of the room. And now as you hug your inner thighs together, lift the inseams of your pants to the sky. Take one more breath in. Stay for the exhales. You offer that breath out. And now slowly release, lower down, rest on one of your cheeks or on your palms as you offer it to your breath. Take a deep breath in and a longer breath out. Okay, come on back through center. So next option that we're going to do is staying on our bellies, but reaching your arms long out in front of you. We'll do opposite arm, opposite leg. So bring the pinky side edges of your hands down onto the ground, thumbs point to the sky. Stretch your legs back behind you. And now as you inhale, press your left hand down, your right foot down. And now like you're hitchhiking, lift the right thumb and the left leg up. Good. Drag the left hand back an inch or two, the one on the floor. And as you push into the left palm, lift up through the heart. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Stretch both arms long. Let's do the other side. Right hand down, left foot down. And now raise the roof with your right foot and your left hand. You might slide the right fingertips back. And as you push into the right palm, lift up through the chest. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, release, lower down. Okay, last one. This time, both arms and legs. You can stay here, taking a breath. Or as you reach your palms forward, stretch your legs back. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest. Slide the hands back to lift your heart. And then maybe lift up through the feet. Stay here, last option. Reach the arms up overhead. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. Think inner thighs to the sky. And now like you're hitchhiking to the heavens, think thumbs up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then slowly release, rest. Wiggle your tush from side to side. You can stay still. And take a few deep breaths into that belly. Okay, come through tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. We're going to do some twists and some hip thigh stretches to counterpose what we just did. So from table, feel free to pad the knees as needed with a blanket or not. With your hands on the floor or blocks, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand for that lizard lunge shape. Once the right foot comes to the outside, lift up through the chest, take a breath. And now we did this in the first twist. Your left hand stays down as your right palm climbs to your right thigh. Hug your left knee forward, bend your back knee, lift your left toes up off the floor. Take a breath or two here, or you might reach towards the back of the room. You might reach your hand around to hold on to the foot or lasso a strap around the foot. Shrug that right shoulder, the top one that you see, up to your ear and back. And then shrug the left shoulder up and back. As you slide your ears back so your head is above your heart, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into the right thigh as you turn your belly open to the sky. And now inhale with care. Release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms. Take it back to table. And switch sides. Left foot to the outside of your left hand for that lizard lunge. Hands on fingertips or blocks. And with your left hand climbing up onto your left thigh, we twist to the left. Dig your right knee into the floor. Hug it forward. So when you bend your knee, you're not so much on the kneecap, but more on the bottom of your thigh. Then your left hand can reach towards the back of the room. It might hold the foot, or you might lasso a strap around the foot. But shrug the left shoulder up and back, the right shoulder up and back, and my head always goes way forward towards that left thigh. Try to slide the throat back to lift your chin. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale as you bend into that front thigh. Let your belly and chest turn to the left. On an inhale with care, release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, take a breath or two here, and let's meet in downward facing dog for a few more breaths. Walk your hands forward, walk your knees back as you lift your hips to the sky. A breath or two to arrive back upside down. Take a bigger breath in. And a longer breath out. And now lift your heels high, soften your knees, walk your feet to the middle of your mat, walk your hands to the middle of your mat to meet yourself somewhere in the middle. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, reach the chest long. And now keep that length as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. You can keep your hands on the ground, you might catch opposite elbows or fingertips on blocks, but take an extra breath or two here. Take a longer breath in. And a deeper breath out. And now hands climb up to your hips, stand through your legs, and an inhale brings you all the way up to rise as you release your hands. To the wall. Yes, and this, to the wall. Let's go upside down, do some rounds of handstand, and then come on back. Should be plenty of room. Huh? You can bring all of your props with you. We'll use some of them, or you can leave some of them in the middle of the room, up to you. Drink water, take a breath or two. You find a space? Oh, yeah. Eva, I think there might be room here, too. Yeah, if you want, wherever you'd like. Comfortably toasted, warm enough to go upside down? The fans are on. All right, so as promised, handstand is what we'll work towards, the least amount of your body touching the floor. And I remember when I first learned this, it changed the game for me ever so slightly, because the common tendency in handstand is that your wrists are going to feel it, which is why we did that fireworks action, so you could feel the power and strength of your forearms. But when I was taught this, it kind of changed the game in the sense, you know how we do, okay, try doing this. Some of us have done this together. Bring your palms, you can be anywhere. Bring your palms together and just kind of press them against each other. And now turn your fingertips to the floor and look to see if you see a space in between the pads of your hands. Yeah, like if you can see the floor in between the space. I can't. You might be able to, but I can't do it. So bring them back up, shake them out as needed. And now we'll attempt this. So spread your fingers nice and wide. We're moving towards Anjali Mudra. Bring the inner edges of your head, the index knuckle together. So not the fingertips, but the knuckle. And now bring your fingertips together. And now start to close the seal. The pinkies are going to be the last to touch. And now bring the thumb pads together. So all the knuckles are touching, the fingertips are pressing into each other as you bring the shoulders up and back. And now look down, turn your fingers down and see if you see a space between the pads of your thumbs. Does anyone see a space? Yeah? I'm like, I see a whole universe in there. And so the idea, that amount of pressure that you're using to press into the index knuckles, your fingertips, it's with that attention that you place your hands on the ground. So Anjali Mudra, that offering of self-reverence that we do in the beginning of class, is yes, an offering and a gesture, but it's also an intention of how you put your hands on the floor so that theoretically you can do this without your wrists touching the ground. Does that make sense? You want to see space, yeah. You're pressing so much into the fingertips that the wrists are moving away from each, like you're feeling the carpal tunnels, you're feeling the muscles in the forearms work. Okay, so keep that in mind. That was a little moment for you to catch your breath because we're gonna do like 7 rounds of handstand. No, just 3. We're doing a couple. But let's start with L at the wall. Yeah, so let me talk you through it. If you have any questions that come up as we go through, please feel free to let me know and we can work through them together. So for L at the wall, you'll make your way to tabletop with your feet touching the wall and your hands underneath your shoulders, so you're on all fours. And now remember that Anjali Mudra work we just did. Inner edges, index knuckle down, finger pads down, like your wrists could get lighter. Take a breath here, and now without moving your hands, come into your tiny down dog at the wall. There'll be an urge to move your hands forward, try to keep them there as you come to down dog. You're upside down already, so please feel free to stay here and breathe. Or if you want to explore, one foot comes to butt height at the wall. Keep that knee bent, push into your palms, and now bring your second foot to just butt height at the wall, like you're in chair pose at the wall. And now push through your fingertips to lift your tush to the sky. Maybe push your feet into the wall to think tush to the middle of the room. And then $1,000,000 question, you breathing in there? Take a couple of breaths, and when you want to come out, you bend the knees, your feet can slip slide or walk down the wall as you take a breath or two. Terrifying, I know. Scary. Yes. Second side, any questions? There's that one leg that we favor to bring up first. Try to do the other leg that you don't favor as much. Mine's always the left. I know, sometimes you don't remember until you go up and you're like, oh, wait, switch. So come to table, take a breath or two, find your way to your tiny down dog at the wall, and feel free to stay here where you're upside down. And now bring your second favorite foot to butt height. Flex through that, push through the floor, and then bring the other foot to butt height, like chair pose. And now the knees can be bent the whole time, or as you push your hands down, lift your tush up, think feet into the wall and tush to the middle of the room over your heart. Breathe in there. That's it. And when you want to come out, you come out the same way you came in, lowering your feet down. Yeah, so to Kat's point, L at the wall is, how do I want to say it? The brain often thinks you're going to tumble over, and the only person that I've ever seen in my 12 years of teaching is me demoing it. Never, ever have I seen anyone fold forward. Your feet and your tush will naturally drop first. And so that's part of the thing at L at the wall, is when you kick up, there's a physical wall there to steady you. You know the wall's not going to move, but when you're not against the wall, you're like, well, anything could happen, but your feet will drop first. Your butt will drop, your feet will drop, and you'll have the resources to catch yourself. So L at the wall is a great place to not just build stamina, to build shoulder stability, to build the confidence to go upside down. It's a place where if you can hold it for 3 to 5 breaths, it's going to give you a whole world of difference if handstand is what you're seeking. Okay, the next thing that we'll try out is that lunge and warrior 3 at the wall, almost like pyramid pose. So we're going to build this from the ground up. You bring one foot instead of to butt height as high as it can go up the wall. Then your second foot comes halfway up the wall, like you're in lunge. So not feet together, but halfway up. And then both feet might stay at the wall as you straighten the bottom leg. Can keep both feet at the wall, or that top foot might reach up to the sky. You don't want to think middle of the room, knee bent. Straighten the leg, flex the foot, and push into the floor to grow taller. And then to come out, your feet will come to the wall, and you can walk down the wall. So that's a lunge to straightening the leg, or those locust variations that we did. We're working that with your feet at the wall. Yeah? Please take breaks. You can do legs up the wall. You can observe. You can lay on the floor. Take what you need. But if you want to come to that version, find your way to tabletop, down dog at the wall, and now lift your favorite leg as high up the wall as it can go. Bring your second foot just halfway to meet it. And now push that second foot all the way into the wall with both feet touching the wall. And then only if you want, that top leg might reach up to the sky. Press into the floor, think top heel towards the ceiling, take a breath in there. And when you want to come out, both feet to the wall, walk them down, take a breath or two, and rest. That looked great. Does that feel okay?
I found that easier than the L.
Yeah, oh, it's much easier than the L. We do the hardest one first, and then we Goldilocks our way to where we need to go. Because your hips have a little bit more room to move. Yeah. Second side, can you try the other leg? Okay, tabletop, take a breath, there's no rush. Find your way to your tiny down dog at the wall. Lift that second leg as high up the wall as it can go. And now the second foot comes halfway. Think lunge at the wall. Nice, Andrea, yes. And now reach that top leg, or straighten the foot at the wall. Maybe the top leg reaches up to the sky. Push into those fingertips and reach the heel higher to the ceiling. Breathe. And whenever you want to come out, feet to the wall and lower your feet to the ground. Nice. You can do those figure eights with your wrists if you're feeling it, or shake them, take what you need. And there's one more version I want to show you. Good? I like going upside down once in a while. I'm like, it makes a good pasta salad in there. Like things unscramble.
If you go upside down, if you're irritated, you go upside down for several breaths, it like gets rid of your irritation.
Did anyone else hear that? If you're irritated throughout your day and you go upside down for a few breaths, it ruins your irritation. It rids you of your irritation, which means that we're all just one day going to be walking around on our hands to counteract. Yeah, excuse me. Yes, don't mind. Yeah, truly. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you. You can do any of those things that we've just done. L at the wall, those lunges in Warrior 3. But now if you're interested in kicking up to the wall, for this one, actually the bun might help. You're going to come about a handprint away from the wall. So you don't want your fingertips touching, because we'll use the crown of our heads to push into the wall itself. So for this one, you come a handprint away. Shirt is tucked in, pants are tight. Okay. And then you find your way to your tiny down dog. For this one, same action. You see how this is a version of pyramid pose? I just like to show you the versions that we've done before. Yeah, so legs are straight, hands are on the ground. Pyramid pose, chair pose, you bend the bottom knee, and then it might be these little hops, like working this direction. You can switch the sides of your hops and work pushing into the floor. So if and when you find those hops, they might bring your feet to the wall. And then once your feet come to the wall, you can be here. Or for a little counterbalance, you might look between your hands, and now I'm pushing my bun and the crown of my head into the wall. And as you push the crown of your head and bun into the wall, your feet might get lighter away from the wall as you bring the feet to the floor. So it's this part of your head that's pushing into the wall, that squeezes the shoulder blades together, that helps you see where you're going, that maybe might bring your feet away from the wall, or they might just come down, but it gives you another point of reference to push into. If you saw that and you're like, I'm done, I have no desire, I want to work on what I did, please do anything that you need. L at the wall, legs up the wall, this way. I know it sounds like someone's calling me, but that's just the way that the song ends. One day I will make a new playlist, but until then we have to wait. But you can do L at the wall, you can lay on the floor. Everyone have something they want to do? Okay. A few breaths. If you're kicking up into that handstand at the wall, face the wall and come a handprint or two away from the wall. That's it. Now find your way to your tiny down dog. Look between your hands the whole time. Look at your hands, see how close you are to the wall, and now lift your favorite leg up. Nice cat, see if you can look at your hands. Yes. And now straighten that leg, tiny bend in the bottom knee, chair pose, not chair pose, chair pose, not chair pose, to spring your tush to the wall. That's it. And now keep straightening those arms. Once your feet come to the wall, if they get there, look between your hands and think crown of your head, nice Emily, into the wall. Push it into the wall, into the wall. And then Justin, for you, you're going to bring your hands a little closer to the wall when you do it next. Yes. And then maybe the feet get lighter. Nice, Karen, yes. Take breaks, sip water, ask questions if you have them. Nice. Irritation gone? Or exacerbated? Full of irritation? Different one. Okay, I'll take it. Reoriented irritation. How'd that go? Crown of the head to the wall, if anyone found it? Yeah, it comes with time. The other thing that happens, and we're going to do some big hip openers and twists and things. The two things that happen, and the reason why I like the crown of the head one, is because at least when I look down, like when I'm not looking at the wall to kick, it feels like the wall is a million miles away, and it gets scary to kick up there. So I like to look forward to be like, oh, the wall is a little closer than I thought. And that helps, and then I can drop my head to the floor. And then we're not going to do it again, but this is just food for thought. The other thing that sometimes happens is as we kick up, the elbows bend this way. And then it becomes like, am I going to be able to lift myself straight? Arms straight. Eee, as you lift yourself up. Yeah?
When you do it without the wall, like pressing your head against the wall, do you still recommend looking?
I think you can. The idea when the crown of your head is pushing into the wall, your shoulders are also kind of going forward of your wrists, so you can push into the ground. It's about shoulders, and it's in between the shoulder blades. I just like to see where I'm going. It gets scary for me to drop my gaze, but some might like it more.
Seems to be to try to like get forward, like to get through that hole.
Through the hole. Yeah. R.I.P. to Big Hole that was on 5th. Did anyone see that one? Oh, there was just a sign. You can come back to the middle of the room when we're ready. I'm just gabbing now. But there was just a cone and a giant white sign on 5th and Christian that said Big Hole because there was a giant crater full of the city. I haven't seen it in weeks.
There's a big hole in Samson.
Oh, do they have a sign?
No, just a big
Hole. We love it here. We continue to stay and come back. Okay, can we meet in downward facing dog just for a couple of breaths? I'd love to get into the hips, do a twist or two, and then we'll get into the chest. So find your way to down dog. Take a breath or two as you arrive. Have your blocks framing out the front of your mat. You may or may not use them in a moment. But in your down dog, when you find your way there, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. We'll all come into that lizard lunge. Lower your back knee down onto the floor or a blanket. And now take a breath or two here. I'll talk you through some stages. You can stay on the floor with your hands on fingertips or blocks as you lift the chest. If you'd like any different sensation, completely optional, keep your right foot at its lowest, or right block at its lowest height, and perhaps you bring your right foot onto the block like a platform shoe. If for any reason that doesn't feel right, keep your right foot on the floor. But as you find your hands on the ground or on blocks, lift up through the chest. You can stay right here with your hands under your shoulders. Or you might begin to walk your hands forward of your shoulders like they would be in down dog. Whichever stage you're in, take a deeper breath in And a longer breath out through every fiber and direction of your being. Take one more full, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now walk your hands back under your shoulders if they're not already. Bring your right foot off the block and onto the earth. Take it back to downward facing dog. And as many breaths as you need to find your way there. Pedal the heels and a breath or two to notice. And now second side, left foot to the outside of your left hand. And lower the right knee down onto the blanket or floor. Hips are very different, so this side it might feel better to keep your hands on blocks or fingertips. If you want to explore bringing your left foot onto a block like a platform shoe, you can be there. But let the left knee and toes point in the same direction. And as you lift your heart, take a big breath in. Stay here, or perhaps you walk your palms or fingertips forward of your shoulders, almost like they would be in down dog. Take a deep breath in, down, and wide. And with each exhale, even if you're folding forward, can you think heart forward, crown of your head forward? Take one more full breath in and down. Big exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now begin to walk your hands back if they're forward. Release your left foot off the block if it's on it. Take it back to tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. And come to lie on your back with your head up towards me, your feet to the wall behind you. Have your block and your therapy balls close by. If you need any of those things, raise a hand and I can bring some over to you. Block and therapy ball. So we'll take a few backward bends. If you'd like, for bridge pose, to bring one of those blocks in between your thighs to give your legs something solid to squeeze into, please feel free to do so. But with your knees bent, feet on the ground, shrug your shoulders to your ears and wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Now press down and forward through your feet, squeeze the block to lift your hips up to the sky. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other to lift the back of your heart. And then gently press your head down to lift your chin away from your chest. Let there be space. You can keep your hands where they are. They can rest on your hips. They can come long on either side of you. Grab opposite edges of your mat and try and pull your mat apart to bring the shoulder blades closer together. Take a full breath in. Squeeze the block. Stay for your exhale as you push through your feet to lift your hips up. And now slowly release the arms, lower your tush to the earth. As you slide the block off to the side, either knock your knees into each other or slowly windshield wiper your knees from one side to the other to clear space in the low back. Wherever you are, take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. And now one more round of backward bends. You can stay here. Come to supported bridge with a block under your tush. Or you might make your way towards Urdhva Dhanurasana. It's up to you. But if that block helped between your thighs, bring it there once again. Shrug your shoulders to your ears. Wiggle your shoulder blades together. Press through your feet to lift your hips up for bridge pose. Stay right here breathing. Perhaps you slide a block underneath your tush for support. Or for upward facing bow, palms come by your ears, hands are as wide as your mat. Squeeze the block, push through the feet to perhaps come up to the top of your head. Squeeze the block, press through your legs to perhaps move those arms towards shoulders. Wherever you are, take a full deep breath in and a longer breath out. Take one more long, clear, steady breath in. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. And then on your next breath, slowly lower down the same way you came in. Release any blocks out from underneath you or in between your legs. With your feet as wide as your mat, drop your knees from side to side, one at a time, like windshield wipers. A slow, steady breath in, and a deep, clear breath out through every direction of you. And now the next time your knees come back through center, cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Scoot your butt to the left so you stay on your mat and drop your knees over to the right for a twist. If this feels like any pulling or strain on the low back, Feel free to uncross your legs and let them stack one on top of the other. But as those legs drop to the right, let the left shoulder get heavier to the earth. Take a deeper breath in. And exhale to feel your belly turn from right to left. Now on your next inhale, uncross your legs. Draw your knees, your feet, your hips back through center. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Scoot your hips to the right. And let your legs drop to the left for the twist on the second side. Think less of how deep of a twist you can be in, but how much can the shoulder blades soften to the earth? How much can the upper back soften to the ground? So you take a longer breath in and a clear, steady breath out. Let the belly button turn from left to right. And now on your inhale, uncross, unwind your legs with both knees on the ground. Give the right leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some circles with that right foot or ankle in one or the other direction. And as you draw the right ankle back through center for this half happy baby, let the right hand come to the inside of the right knee and either catch the calf, the ankle, or the pinky side edge of that right foot. Flex the right foot, and now like you did in lizard lunge, draw the right knee towards the floor, towards your right armpit, and push your right foot up into your right hand. Shrug your shoulders to your ears, wiggle your shoulder blades together, and let the back of your head be heavy on the earth. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, you might straighten the left leg long out in front of you, left heel heavy to the earth. But take a full deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Think right thigh heavy to the floor as the right foot is reaching up towards the sky. And then on your next breath, slowly release the hold of the leg. Lower both feet to the ground and give the left leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Start with those circles in the left ankle and the left foot. Spread or point the toes. And as you draw the left ankle back through center, your left hand will either catch the calf, the back of your thigh, the calf, the ankle, or the pinky side edge of that left foot. As you bend your left knee, think left thigh towards the earth, while the left heel is reaching towards the ceiling. Shrug both shoulders to the ears, wiggle the shoulder blades together, and let the center back of your skull, so let your head get heavy to the earth. Stay right here, taking a big breath in, down, and wide. Or as you exhale, you might begin to straighten your right leg long in front of you. Take another breath in, fill the belly, fill the back of your chest. And as you exhale, think left thigh towards the earth as the left foot reaches towards the sky. And now with care, release the hold of both legs. You can give them a squeeze in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Perhaps you rock gently from side to side or make some small circles in one direction or the other. But take a full breath in. And on your exhale, release both feet to the earth. I'll talk us through therapy ball work in the upper back before we come into rest. If there's any other region that your body is preferring, that you know, please feel free to take this time to work at your pace. You can also set up early for Shavasana. We'll meet you there very soon. But as you lay against the ground, feel free to keep the therapy balls in their tote or take them out. But lift your head and shoulders up off the ground like you're doing a little crunch. And now pop those therapy balls in between your shoulder blades. So on either side of your spine, in between the muscles and bones of the shoulder blades themselves. Take a breath or two here. Can I give you one little adjustment? Lift your head up. And now come on down. Better? Good. Let your knees be bent, feet on the floor. And in order to alleviate sensation, your head can come up onto a block, which will make this a little less intense. You want to be in a place where you can feel your breath full and steady. Only if you'd like to add more pressure, you might lift your head on the floor, but bring your hips onto a block at its lowest height. But you get to gauge and decide which direction you'd like to move towards. But take a deeper breath in and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Stay right here for as many breaths as you'd like. Or to explore a few more places in the upper back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Push through your feet to roll your body towards your head until you feel those therapy balls come down your back a few inches to the middle of your shoulder blades. Bring your blocks with you as needed, under your hips or at the back of your head. But take a deep breath in and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Let the belly be soft, let the jaw be soft. Stay right here for a few more breaths. Or one last time as you press through your feet. Roll your body another few inches north so those therapy balls come south to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they just were. Big inhale, in, down, and wide. And open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Unclench your fingers, your jaw, and let your tongue release away from your mouth. And now that slow exit journey we'll make the same way we came in. You can release any blocks out from underneath you if they're there. And as you scooch your hips towards your heels and roll your body to the back of the room, feel those therapy balls come up your back the same way they entered. You can also roll to one side to push them out of the way. But do let them exit, for sometimes if they stay for the remainder of Shavasana, they create more tension than softening. So once they release, you can drape your upper back onto the earth and take a breath or two into what you don't see with your eyes, but you can more than clearly feel. And we'll make our way towards rest next. So if you haven't already, feel free to add any layers or props. You might let your hair down or let glasses set safely off to the side. But as you call yourself back down to the earth, take a deep breath in through the nose and to let it go through parted lips to offer all of that breath out. Take another full deep breath in. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Take one more full, deep inhale in through the nose. Sip in more breath at the top. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. As you find the slow cadence of your breath, soften you into the earth. Let each breath dissolve the practice that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after, make space for what has yet to come. Continue to let each one of your breaths let you become heavier against the ground. And the heavier you become, the more spacious you may start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and an even sweeter breath out. Take another breath in and down. Let it fill you up. And exhale to pour that breath up and out. Let each breath that you take begin to awaken the body and being that you are, with any gentle movements that just feel sweet to you. You might begin to roll your wrists or ankles, or gently tip your head from one side to the other. Perhaps watching for neighbors or props around you. You might stretch your legs away from your arms or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend your knees, reach one or both arms overhead as you roll to any side of your choice to coil in. A breath or two here. And as you push down into the ground, take your time, come up to rise to a tall seat, the same way we began. You can place your hands to anywhere that feels like center for you. As you take a deep breath in, to offer all of that breath out. You might bow your head to your hands or lift your hands towards your head. It's such a sweet and simple gesture of self-reverence, bowing to your heart and the hearts of each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you. Stay as cool as you can. Drink lots of water and then some more. I'll see you soon. I was supposed to teach that Bach class last Tuesday on the roof, and then the whole building lost power because of the heat. So they rescheduled it to this Tuesday, tomorrow. It's unclear. It's supposed to be 100, but if it's still on, I will be teaching there. So far, it's still going. 100% of the proceeds go to a Philly-based nonprofit, and it's on the Bach Building Instagram and website. So if you're around and you want to sweat and see the sunset at the rooftop, I would love to see you. My one of 3 outdoor yoga classes that I will teach all summer. There's only one more in August. I know, you could just go to Irwin's and eat.
Well, if you can get up in the elevator.
If you can get up in the elevator. Yeah, we'll know tomorrow by like 4. But that's at 6.
Will there be like a place to say like yay or nay?
If you sign up for it, Katie, who runs the programming, emails the whole listserv to be like, this isn't happening.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily, it's like a $20 ticket on Eventbrite or something like that.
I signed up last week
And you did.
came and there was no.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault, but I mean.
I think she mentioned that she was emailing everyone who signed up. So maybe something got lost in the mix.
If you have Instagram and if you follow them, I wasn't gonna go, but I knew about it just because I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow who am I following?
KG Strong. Oh, our Bach Bar.
But they cross-post, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the internet. Anyone else have announcements? Things going on in your lives and worlds? Things to see, things to do? No? Great. KG Strong. Her name's Katie Gould, and she owns the fitness studio that runs all of the programming on the roof. I missed the quilt show at the art museum. I know, by a day. Okay, bye. Take care of yourselves. Stay cool.
I'm gonna look for you tomorrow.
Yeah, come through. And check, they were saying, check, if you're on socials, check the socials like an hour or 2 before you head out, just to see if anything got canceled. No, the Bach Bar.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.